Every season, we all make our picks for the Super Bowl. Of course, we always put in the heavy favorites, and this year it'll be the Patriots and the Eagles. But the real football fans always like to make the picks that no one expects. Us sports fans call those the sleeper picks. And today, I'm going to tell you my sleeper Super Bowl picks for the 2018 NFL season. The first sleeper pick that I'm going to talk about is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they may not be the ideal sleeper pick, but they did lose some key additions in Jason Witten and Dez Bryant, so a lot of people may not have them on the top of their list for teams to make the Super Bowl. But Dez Bryant and Jason Witten gone will open up the passing game for Allen Hurns, who they signed in free agency, Cole Beasley, and Terrence Williams. I think that'll really benefit Dak Prescott. There's not a superstar player in Dez Bryant there anymore, so there's not that big personality to demand the ball. And for a young quarterback who's still developing and he's going into his third year now, that's a really important thing. Now he's going to have all these options, Hurns, Beasley, Williams, like I said, to pass the ball and spread it around. You're not going to have a Hall of Famer in Witten and a big superstar personality like Brian. There's no pressure to get those two guys the ball. It's really going to open up the passing game for Prescott, and I think he's going to have a great year passing. Now, if they can get a full year of Ezekiel Elliott, 2016 they went 13-3 and were unstoppable for the most part. If they can get him for a whole year to go with Prescott and the passing game open up, their offense is going to be electric like it was 2 seasons ago, and that's really the key to their success. Now, their defense has a lot of holes. They don't really have a strong linebacking core. When he's healthy, Sean Lee is a top 10 linebacker. DeMarcus Lawrence on the line is a top 10 pass rusher, but they don't have a lot of good key players on their defense. So I think like 2016, their defense will be okay enough to keep them in the game. It's really going to be their offense that'll make them a sleeper Super Bowl pick. My next sleeper pick is going to be the Houston Texans. Now, I mentioned in my last video of the best front sevens in the NFL, I mentioned Houston Texans defense. So we know their defense is good. Now, they're going to add Tyrann Mathieu to their secondary, so their defense is going to be in pretty good shape. The key to their success is going to be Deshaun Watson's health. If he can stay healthy, and if Will Fuller and DeAndre Hopkins are on the field at all times for him, they are going to have a very successful season. They made the playoffs 2 seasons ago with Brock Osweiler, very mediocre quarterback play. So their team as a whole is pretty much the same from them. Few additions here and there on defense and offense. But if Deshaun Watson is healthy, he has Russell Wilson capability to be that good of a quarterback. He really does. So if he is healthy the whole year, the Houston Texans will be very dangerous. Their division is very winnable, by the way. That's why I think they'll at least make the playoffs next year. They have a very winnable division. Jacksonville's tough, but 10 or 11 wins will most likely win that division. And if they can get into the playoffs, and if they can get a home game as a division winner, I can see them sneaking into the Super Bowl to be a perfect sleeper Super Bowl pick. The next sleeper pick I'm going to talk about is going to be the Detroit Lions. Last year they went 9-7. They could have made the playoffs, but they were in a very tough division and there was a lot of teams battling for the wild card spots. Now, the key to their success is going to be Matthew Stafford being healthy the whole year. He has Golden Tate and Marvin Jones Jr. is a very underrated receiving corps. Now, talking about underrated, they have one of the most underrated corners in the whole league in Darius Slay. He led the league last year in interceptions, but not a lot of people seem to talk about him. He also was in a tough division with very good corners like Adrian Amos in Chicago, Xavier Rhodes, Harrison Smith. He's got a lot of tough competition, so I can see how he gets not noticed a whole lot. Now, Matthew Stafford is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. They don't really have a run game previously, but they signed LeGarrette Blount in the offseason. If they can pass the ball to Marvin Jones and Golden Tate, and then balance that between handing it off to LeGarrette Blount, who has shown in the past 2 years that he is almost unstoppable. He's like a beast mode junior. And maybe LeGarrette Blount's the key to success because the last 2 years he won the Super Bowl with 2 different teams. It's going to be very tough for them to win the division, but I think if they can get into the playoffs and a wild card team, I think they really are the perfect sleeper team for the Super Bowl. Now, my last sleeper team is a team that was in the playoffs last year, but you might think of them as a sleeper because it's going to be a new quarterback taking over. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Last year they went 10-6, like I said, and they lost in the wild card round. I don't think a lot of people are considering them since they traded Alex Smith, But just look at their offense. I've mentioned how highly I am on this team in a bold predictions video I did. I have them making the AFC Championship. Their offense is filled with Patrick Mahomes, Sammy Watkins, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, and Kareem Hunt. Just those names alone, come on, man. That is so dangerous. Mahomes, in my opinion, has the capability to be a Russell Wilson type player, like I said with Deshaun Watson too. They're very mobile, but Patrick Mahomes is a little better accuracy-wise. If they can all stay healthy, Travis Kelce stays healthy, Kareem Hunt, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins are all on the field, and they take advantage of those weapons, I see them winning their division. They're going to be in a tough division as well, because you have the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Raiders are all at full strength. None of them are really weak teams. It's going to be a very tough division, but I can see the Chiefs either, if they make as a wild card or win the division, I can see them being a sleeper team and making the Super Bowl. I'm Will the Thrill, and those are my sleeper Super Bowl picks for the 2018 NFL season. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at WTT Football Page, and we'll see you next time.